Whoa, 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 whoa. Be more for real. What it do? Be more for real. We are in the building. Be more for real, man. Rated R for reality, man. Rated R for reality, man. We are back in here with another Wednesday, man. What a pleasure to be before the people, man. If you turn it live on Instagram, go ahead over to our Facebook. So if you so did have a comment or anything that you could comment, we could actually see a comment, pull it up for the world to see. Anyway, be more for real. It's a pleasure to be with you guys, man. I am your host, OMG Danny, man. You know we back here for one of the another segment of one of the realest podcasts that's what I'm saying ever going to grace the internet waves, that's ever going to grace the social media platforms. Realest conversations brought to you by way of Real Explosion. So what I'm saying, we appreciate all of our viewers, all of our subscribers. We are still on our way to 1K, so let's go ahead and clap it up for all of our viewers and subscribers as well. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get right to it. To be honest with you, I'm gonna just go ahead and get right to it. Let's just shift over here to this be more for real moment. In this be more for real moment, the first thing I would like to talk about is COVID, and I'm gonna be careful on what I say um, regarding the COVID issue, but this is something that needs to be brought to the forefront of the public attention, especially in Maryland and Virginia and stuff like that. Now we've already been talking about it, and I've talked about it over the last couple of weeks. Because my son's mother had it and my son had it as well, my baby son. So they had it, they was just recovering. So obviously COVID is on the rise. So do yourself a favor and do the proper protective procedures. That's a PPP, and I ain't talking about the loan, but do the proper protective procedures to make sure that you're going to be healthy and you will stay away from potential danger in regards to COVID. They're not telling us that it's back on the rise, and you know how this country was when the pandemic really happened and the country had shut down. So do yourself a favor and really take the necessary steps and proceed with the necessary procedures to stay healthy. And we're gonna go ahead and give that a round of applause as well. Also, we're gonna go ahead and pull this up. President Biden. I know you guys can see it on the screen and stuff like that. President Biden, he actually has COVID. So this is how serious it is. This is how serious that it has become. Now, the president, I don't know, I forgot how old he is. How old is President Biden? 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, I don't know. But President Biden, he has COVID himself. So, we wish him well, especially while he's up there in age. We don't wish no harm, no ill will. We hope that this thing can get under control. It's a lot of things to be said about COVID, and it's crazy how these viruses and diseases manifest themselves to the public, and it's really been worldwide. So be on the lookout for that, especially if you're in Maryland or DC and Virginia and all that stuff and the surrounding areas that may be. It's really running rampant out here, and you got to pay attention to that. So COVID's back on the rise. Let's be more for real about that. It's a be more for real moment. So we gotta be more for real about that. We just have to. So let me say this too. With be more for real, it takes a lot to put this production in front of you guys. It takes a lot to make this stuff happen. So it is greatly appreciated if people would like the stream. Number one, if you want to stream Instagram, YouTube, it doesn't matter. Do us a favor and like the stream. Number one. Number two, you know what I'm saying, comments and do things like that so it can help us get in the algorithm. Our plans in the future is definitely to continue to bless the community and to be a light and a beacon of hope to the community. So if you would help us continue to shed that light on the people and be of a service to the people, to the public, not just to Baltimore. Like we said, it's a double entendre, be more for real. But it's not just about Baltimore. It's about every city across the nation. It's about every state across the nation. We only as strong as our weakest link. So make sure y'all hit that like, share, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. You guys already know the drill. We're gonna go ahead and clap that up as well. We're gonna clap that up as well. Um, one thing that that happened over the course of this week, and I'm not gonna be before y'all long. We just gonna go right head on to the topic of the night. I know that's why you guys are here. We're gonna go right head over to the topic of the night. Uh, Nepotism. Oh, I'm sorry. That slide wasn't made yet. That was from last week. If y'all paid attention to us, that was from last week. But nepotism. I wanted to talk about nepotism and what is nepotism. And you might want to ask, why did I ask what is nepotism? So let's go ahead over to this. Let me see. You're gonna learn something today. And this is crazy. Let's go let's go here. Let's go there for a second. And I want y'all to feast your eyes on that, right? Let's do this. Let's go over right right with you. So, mother and son, they are fired from Burger King after hiring, excuse me, and this viral photo, right? This was shared with the nation. Let me see when it says. I think it was July 12th. So what we at July 17th. So shout out BMore4Real. We bring you this news almost in real time. So definitely make sure y'all go ahead and like, share, and subscribe because this is gonna be some new information. But let's go ahead and do this. And I'm not sure if anybody has heard of nepotism, but let's go ahead and let's talk about it. So the mother and son, they were fired from Burger King. Essentially, let's bring that back up. Essentially, they were fired from the Burger King for nepotism. And give me a second. Let me see if I can pull that up with you guys. Let's see if I can pull that up with you. Let's see. I should be able to pull that up with you. Give me 1 second. All right. So this is Clinton, Mississippi. And remember, we already had some news that came out of Clinton, Mississippi as well. So in Clinton, Mississippi, it says a former Burger King manager in Mississippi says nepotism is the reason why she was fired, along with her son and his three friends from the fast food restaurant. The team said their job were their safe haven with so much violence happening in the area. And now again, this is what is this? Mississippi. And we were in Mississippi when we were talking about the tipping issue as well. So this is in where is it? Clinton, Mississippi. And this happened to have happened on roughly around July the 12th. So this happened this year. So now you see that this woman and her child and her son were fired for nepotism. And you might want to ask yourself, like, man, what is nepotism? So instead of getting up here and saying what I think nepotism is, we had a definition for you right here on Be More for Real. So let's go ahead over to the definition of nepotism. So nepotism is the practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives, friends, or associates, especially by giving them jobs. That's what nepotism is. And that's just a quick Google search. You can see what's been searched, the definition of nepotism definition. You can see what's been searched there. So now nepotism is, and I quote again, the practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives, friends, or associates, especially by giving them jobs. Now that is interesting. Um, we already have another comment. Boss Up Maryland says nepotism is getting a person a job because they are a relative or a friend, and absolutely it is. We're gonna go ahead and clap that up as well. So what was interesting, and we gotta be more for real. And this is the social awareness that we want to bring about to people. Now, remember, this program is made to deprogram you to what you have been programmed to. So there is something in America called being grandfathered in, and I don't know if too many black people know about that because our grandfathers and our fathers and forefathers, we know they were slaves, right? We know that they were slaves. So let's do this real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and Google definition of being grandfathered in. Let's do this. Definition of being grandfathered in. Let's do this in real time because I don't wanna make it seem like I'm making stuff up or anything, but let's let's just look at this is simple Google. This is just simple Google. And the first thing that comes up, it says grandfather then refers to the conduct that receives the benefit of a grandfather clause, allowing the conduct to receive the treatment of prior laws or rules. And it says it's a provision in which an old rule continues to apply to some existing situations, while a new rule will apply to further cases. So being grandfathered in has something to do with nepotism. We got people that have been. Oh, she said it's Bree. It's Bree. It's Bree. What's up, Bree? How you be? She said, "Be there next week. I promise." That's what it is. That's what they do. We're gonna go ahead and clap it up for Bree now. You already know we hold it down. It's be more for real. It's be more for real. Anyway, nepotism and being like grandfathered in and stuff like that has a similar thing because it's passed down basically from generation to generation. If the old law and actually grandfather is a legal term, that has to do with laws being passed down that go on with another law that came before that law, and they apply the laws basically that came, or what do you call it, that was their predecessors. The ancestor, the predecessor law actually, uh, you know, it keeps that law that came from the grandfather, the parent. It's almost like a pyramid scheme. I don't know. It's almost like a pyramid scheme. How can you put it? But anyway, nepotism, and this was really funny to me because in Mississippi, right there in Clinton, Mississippi, you got a mother, you got a son, and you got some friends who basically came together and ran a Burger King. And what's interesting and fascinating to me is, and see, in Maryland, we got 7-Elevens and stuff like that, right? And I know they don't have them everywhere, but I do think they have 7-Elevens in like Virginia and stuff like that. 7-Eleven is like a convenience store. It's prevalent in Maryland, and I think they have some in Virginia, like I was saying. But anyway, I've seen these convenience stores and stuff like that. They have a whole family working in there, nothing but whole family. Even the kids. The kids are at the registers. Nobody squawk. Nobody says anything, right? And these are, mind you, these kids look like they're under like 10 years old. Forget 14, the working age where you can get a working permit. I'm talking about these kids look under 14. And what fascinated me is like, well, they have been doing this for a while, and that's actually the way to get on top. I remember nepotism, and they're saying showing favor and all that other stuff. Well, nepotism will go hand in hand with generational wealth, and we talked about generational wealth quite a few episodes ago. I don't know if it was this year or not. Look, we got a lot of episodes where we talk about these things extensively, but nepotism is nepotism is just like generational wealth, so to speak. But I guess it's more so on a surface level. It's like, well, this business is ran by all family. It's a family owned and operated business, which we know that lingo, we know that term and terminology of what it takes to be a family owned business. And that's fascinating to me because nepotism is really how you build generational wealth. And so it's like, what did he say? Finesse two times. He said, it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. You know the rest. You feel what I'm saying? It's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when I do it type of thing. That's my type of issue with that. And if we can't be more for real and see what's going on about that, I don't know what to tell us. I honestly don't know what to tell us. And we see this in real time. We are combating things that has to be talked about. And if it's not talked about and it's not put on the stage and it's not put on the forefront, then we not being more for real. There's no be more for real about anything. And that's the truth of the matter. And Bree said, "Where's Uncle Wayne?" Uncle Wayne is working on another podcast as we speak, and we got things going on. So shout out Uncle Wayne. We moving on up. We moving on up. We moving forward. She also said nepotism is only being brought to the light because African Americans are just getting hype, but I guess it's hip to it. Other cultures have been doing it for centuries. Exactly, and we're gonna go ahead and clap that up. That's just like I was saying. The other cultures and the other people, they've been doing it for centuries. So what is so wrong about when black people do it? Could they actually be invested in our ignorance? Could they actually be invested in our ignorance? That is, man, you better look at it. If you don't realize what's being said, I think you're on the ignorant side of things because yet and still we have this article in Clinton, Mississippi, where it's showing you that these people were fired. They lost their job because of nepotism. I'm gonna do you a favor again, and we're gonna go ahead and re-pull that slide up. Right, we're gonna re-pull that slide up for you guys so you guys can see it. And this is what we'll do. We'll read this over again so you can get it. A former Burger King manager in Mississippi says nepotism is the reason why she was fired, along with her son and his three friends from the fast food restaurant. Now let's go ahead again. Let's go ahead to nepotism. Nepotism, the definition of nepotism is the practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives, friends, or associates, especially by giving them jobs. So this, I mean, all right, I didn't get a chance to look at the flip side of it, so I'm only gonna give you the side that I've researched, and like I said, this happened within the last few days, within the last week or so, and it was very interesting to me that they used the term nepotism, and at the time I've heard of the word, but I had to look it up again. Let's be more for real. I had to look it up again because I'm like, what are they being fired for again? What's the problem here? I'm just being more for real. Like, what's going on? What's the problem here? So I looked it up again, and I was like, hold on, they being fired for what? The same thing that these people have been doing for a long time. Kiera, oh, appreciate you, sis. You've been rocking with us since day one. She said they don't want to hear, they don't want for us to win. They definitely don't. And I'm gonna go ahead and clap that up. I'm gonna go ahead and clap that up as well. She said they don't want us to win, and they don't. And the reason why they don't want us to win, like I said, is because they're preying on our ignorance. We need the white people to understand that too. Even the white people that don't understand slavery, that don't understand that talk. Look, send them this live. Send them this live and tell them, look, let's talk about it. Let's chat about it because they say, oh, I never owned any slaves or anything like that. That's fine and dandy. But when you get to talk about nepotism, when you get to talk about being grandfather, then a lot of that stuff even impacted voting rights. At a certain point in time, voting was legal for black people, but they was like, look, you had to have an education, which they knew black people didn't have to go to school, and it was already Jim Crow. Or they say, look, your grandfather had to have had the opportunity to vote and have voted, which a lot of our grandfathers and ancestors at the time, of course, they didn't. So these are rules and stuff like that that's put in place that they don't want us to win. And then on top of that, we are the main consumers of the Bulgari and all the top major manufacturers of the clothing lines and all of them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know the names. You know what I'm saying? Ferragamo, Prada, whatever the names may be. We are the main consumers of that. So they are invested in our ignorance, and they are invested in our ignorance heavy because we choose to our ignorance fattens their pockets, even to down to the point where as though The people that are in jail, the jails, most of the jails, 90% of the jails are privately owned. They have a vested interest in sending people to jail. Prior to like 1930s and all that stuff, it wasn't as many people in jail because it wasn't as lucrative. But once they started to make it a private business, then they started to make it, easier for people to be incarcerated, which is why the United States house more incarcerated individuals than any other country in the entire world. Do not take my word for it. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. So yes, of course, they have a vested interest in our ignorance. Of course. So, busted up Maryland. Sorry about that. I went on a little rant. She said, how are we ignorant because we're following their lead when they mock our culture and everything? Hair, pronunciation of words, the way we dress. Should I continue? And we're gonna go ahead and clap that up. Those are bars. Those are bars. And look, this is like we said, it's not to offend people. Let's be more for real. This is real conversation. This is real talk. This is not to offend anybody in any manner. But when you look at black people and what we have done for society in terms of entertainment and also agriculture and also astronomy, when you look at the countless inventions that black people have made through and through, and the most important, the entertainment and culture. Now, I know people be watching them videos, and I know it come across your daggone algorithm because it come across mine. Because I don't never be looking for the Filipinos and the Russians and the British folk. I don't never look for their freestyle battles and stuff like that. But it pops up on my algorithm, on my timeline, on my feed, right? And you see them battle rapping, they be home jump walk, whoop walk. I don't rather walk, and you hear them, they be like, ooh. I'm like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? The whole world, even over in Africa, they are following a lot of trends from the so-called African Americans. And let me go off topic just a little bit too, because we're gonna build this series of Attack on English when y'all get us to 1,000 subscribers. But now check this out: African American is derogatory, misnomer. It's all of those. It's a non sequitur that doesn't even make sense to be two continents. So that's how they describe us, right? And normally when you would say African American, you would think of a black person in America. But now check this out. Elon Musk is white, right? Elon Musk is white. He is from South Africa, born and raised in South Africa. He came to America. Elon Musk is indeed African American. He's actually more African American than you and I are, the ones that whose ancestors have been here for centuries and for generations and generations. So Elon Musk is more African American than you and I. Something that's not adding up there. Man, let's be more for real. I don't know if y'all woke. Is y'all woke or not, man? Let me know, man. Hit them ones in the chat. Let me know if y'all woke. Hit the ones in the chat. So being woke means to be aware of what's going on around you. To be woke, to be conscious means that you are aware of what's going on in your environment. It doesn't mean to know some crazy, sophisticated terminology, words, and definition. That is not what it means to be woke. You feel me? Being woke means to be aware of what's going on around you. And then another thing, look, I should have said that on a Be More For Real moment, but another thing, Trump getting shot, that happened. A lot of stuff didn't happen over this last week from, the last live to this live. Trump being shot, grazed in the neck and all that stuff, man, that's crazy. That is crazy. And a lot of people, I've seen the comments, a lot of people say, look, that's a conspiracy. The election is going on and everything. They actually got the guy who shot him. I believe they did kill somebody because you had a lot of those conspiracy theorists that was like, well, if they missed Trump and all that stuff, then who got shot and who got killed? We have to do our research on that thoroughly. And shout out my brother Mo. Shout out my brother Michael, man. He didn't comment on here, man. Said 100, man. Shout out Kiera as well. She put that one in the chat. But look, I mean, to be woke, let's be more for real. To be woke means to be aware of what's going on around you. And look at what's going on around us. Trump just got like almost executed the other day, or assassinated. That's what you call it. He almost got assassinated, right? And this is like prime election time. We know the election is happening in November. So, man, I'm not saying that it was purposely done or purposely planned. That's not what I'm saying, but it is awful strange. And it would have been even stranger if he were to have been assassinated. That would have been crazy. And they always talk about black people being inherently violent and all that stuff. White people creates quite a stir in America. The people that stormed the White House the last time when Trump left the office and all that stuff, they were not black. Um, the people who have killed presidents and people who may not know, and I've already spoken about it. Look, it's BMore4Real. I've already spoken about it. A lot of people don't know John F. Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln were not the only two presidents to be assassinated. And what's even more interesting is the president that assassinated Abraham Lincoln um, is and was from Baltimore. He's buried in the Greenmount Cemetery, I believe. He's buried in the Greenmount Cemetery. The guy that killed Abraham Lincoln. But anyway, as I digress, all these things are happening in front of us, and we see this in real time, and we choose to be asleep. We ignore everything that's going on around us. But this is Be More for Real. We are literally here to wake the people up. This show is made to deprogram you to what you have been programmed to. I know it's not easy on the ears to hear. I know it's not. It can't be easy to hear, especially for a long period of time. It's like, look, what will keep your attention? You want to go back and watch them shorts that keep on drawing you in, drawing you in. Like I was talking about with the internet. We are all in the net. We are all in the World Wide Web. We're all caught in it now. But don't get so caught up in this World Wide Web that you don't know the escape, because there is an escape out of this stuff. An escape is to hold on to your wits, to hold on to your reality, because hold on to your hats, it's gonna get even worse. Especially with these young kids growing up on tablets and all the stuff that they see. Oh yeah, they're gonna be trying to do all that dumb stuff. We gotta tell these kids straight up, this stuff ain't real. What you see on TV ain't real. It's just not real. And then when we do stuff for ourselves and we do make stuff happen, look at what happens. Look at that nepotism. I would urge us as a people, man. I would definitely urge us as a people to not pay attention to the naysayers. To that, even though that they there, use that as motivation and admiration towards and inspiration towards meeting your goal. Because that should put the battery in your back. The fact that these people don't think you can't do it, the fact that these people turn their back on you and they shut you down, the fact that they don't think that you can do it should be motivation enough to make something happen as a people. Look, nepotism, what? What? Nepotism? Are you serious? Be More Pod, man. He said, hello, fam. What's up? Be More Pod in the house. What it do, man? What's up, big brothers? We appreciate you guys, man. You know, we always catch it live. We got Eric the Zen Master. He been doing this thing, man, for the last few weeks, man. We appreciate what y'all got going on over there. We inspired by the growth. But anyways, I digress. You know, nepotism. The fact of favoring your family and your friends. Now, I think that's where it should be started. Look, you know, I don't like to argue, right? I told you I like to reason. Let's just apply what we know. And for those people that joined us late, let me go ahead and do this for y'all as well too. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up right now. You had a mother and son. You had a mother, son, and some of her friends who were fired from a Burger King, and during this ordeal, they had brought up a very interesting word. So let's go back over it. They said a former Burger King manager in Mississippi, this is Clinton, Mississippi, by the way, says that nepotism is the reason why she was fired along with her son and his three friends from the fast food restaurant. The team said that their jobs were a safe haven with so much happening in the area. And what was fascinating was the definition of nepotism. Let's go back over it. We got a little bit more viewers. So let's go ahead over it for the viewers. Nepotism. I had to look it up myself as well. You know, when they said it, I had came across the word quite a few times though in my lifetime studying literature. But nepotism, I had to look back over what it was. It's no shame in my game. It's not like I knew right away what the hell nepotism was, because I sure as hell didn't. I had to hit that Google up. But guess what? I ain't a dummy with a smartphone. But look, nepotism. It says the practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives, friends, or associates, especially by giving them jobs. Now that was fascinating because I had to pull up what was being grandfathered in as well, and the definition I brought up, it gave me some law stuff, but we know what being grandfathered in means. They actually gave me the legal definition of being grandfathered in when they're talking about laws that predated and preceded other laws, and the new laws basically have those grandfather laws and that came from the ancestor laws, if that makes sense to you. But anyways, I digress. I don't like to argue. I like to reason with people. So now let's look at this. We got businesses like Walmart. It's a family-owned and operated business. Now they're so large they can employ most of the people in America, or they're the largest private-owned uh, employer company in America, whatever the case may be. It would have been no way that Walmart have been Walmart. What is it? What is their name? Sam Walton, the Walton family. There's no way the Walton family would have been the Walton family without nepotism. There's no way that the Rothschilds would be the Rothschilds without nepotism. There's no way that a lot of these family owned and operated companies and businesses, these larger chains, which had to start from a smaller chain, there's no way it would have happened without nepotism. As a matter of fact, God daggone it, we need our family and our friends in order to make it in life. We only as strong as our weakest link. We literally need our family and friends to help assist us on our goals. Which, by the way, if you looking at this live, assist us by hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this with your family and friends as well, because this is something that need to be talked about as well. So, as I was explaining, nepotism is something that this country was built off of. It's the backbone and the foundation of this country. You want to know how wealth and generational wealth happens? Nepotism is just another word for generational wealth. Let's go there. Nepotism is just another word for generational wealth. I'm going to say that. I'm going to go ahead and clap it up for myself too, because I put the two and two together. Because I put the two and two together. Look, you don't gotta do the math on this one. I do the math for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be able to spoon feed you every time. But guess what? I'm gonna give you the spoon, I'm gonna give you the knife, I'm gonna give you the fork, so you can go ahead and start digesting this food yourself. And you can come up to me and say, hey, look, I learned this. This is what I learned, that's what I learned, and iron gonna sharpen iron, and we're gonna continue to grow from there. But let's talk about this. This is stuff that we need to talk about. We need our white folks, we need our white friends to go ahead and say, no, this is wrong. This is something that's been going on. You're talking about what was it, Burger King? You got some family owned and operated McDonald's and Burger Kings where it's just nothing but their family and friends, just because X person is the manager. It's been going on since business has been business, as a matter of fact. So to talk about nepotism and to get us for nepotism, nah, we got to talk about that. No, we're gonna have to bring that to the table, America. We're gonna have to have some people answer that for us. See, remember last week, I'm gonna start bringing all these episodes together because they're gonna make sense. Remember last week I was talking about when the government fears the people and when the people fear the government. Thomas Jefferson had the quote. He said, when the government fears the people, there's tranquility, but when the people fear the government, there's tyranny. Now, you wonder why people don't want to fight to change laws and all this other stuff. It's because they are scared. You scared to go against the CIA, the FBI, the IRS. You scared to ostracize and scrutinize those entities. Why? Because they are the government, and they hold some type of sublime power over us. Whether whether it be sublime or fully conscious, it doesn't matter. That power is still there. We as the people have the power to change law, to change government. And the reason why we don't, the reason why, and I'm gonna say this, and I can say this because I'm black. I think you niggas is scared. That's why. I'm gonna go ahead and clap that up too. I think you niggas is scared. I think you niggas is really scared. Because when it come down to it, we know what happened with the last ones that really tried to revolutionize what was going on for us. Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Look at what happened to them. They said, look, is this your king? They say, look, is this your king? This is it right here. They like, look, is this your king? Got him. And I'm pretty sure that shook us to our core as black people, because that was the last time we really had activist marches and all that stuff. Well, really, I want to say, really, if you look at Philly, and I don't mean to rhyme, but really, when you look at Philly, they had a movement called the Wave Move. And if you were dead to do the research on the I think it was called the Move. I'm sorry, the Move movement. It was something that was called. Remember, I told you I'm bad with names. But look at what happened to the Move movement in Philly in 1985. Just look at what happened to them. Look at what happened to Huey P. Newton and all the Black Panthers and stuff like that. Look at what happened to them. And we have covert white supremacist groups amongst us. And this was another thing I was talking about. Look, and black people, I hope y'all listen. Look, I know we got a lot of black Freemasons and all that stuff, but even Freemasonry is still segregated, my nigga. You got the Scottish Rite and you got the damn Prince Hall. What more goddamn logic do you need? Like somebody need a reality check, slap you dudes upside your head, because y'all still a part of the same agenda. It's like two wings on the same bird. It's like all this Democrat and Republican bullcrap. Just because you Democrat or you Republican, none of that stuff means nothing. What are you going to do for the people? I don't care if you Democrat, Republican, Green Party, non-affiliated. What does that matter if you're not going to do, number one, what you say you're going to do, and number two, if you're not going to do for the people? And then number three, why is it so taboo for black people to get up there and say, look, oh, I'm going to look out for my niggas. I'm going to look out for my people. What the hell is wrong with that? You a judge, you a lawyer, you a police officer, you a doctor. What's wrong with you saying, I'm going to look out for my people? We know the disparities that's going on here. We're going to need more judges. We're going to need more police officers. We're going to need more doctors. We're going to need more lawyers. We're going to need to even up the playing field. And we even going to have it say so. Oh, we're going to need more voters too, because we think that our votes are not important. Wake up. Being woke has nothing to do with the all-seeing eye, has nothing to do with your horoscope, your zodiac sign. Being woke has nothing to do with that. Being woke has everything to do with being aware of the environment around you. That's being woke. Because some people's eyes are wide shut. Some people's eyes are wide shut. You walking and you roaming around out here and other people are thinking for you. That's what this TV and this social media is doing for us. Get up off social media for a quick second after you watch this live, of course. After you watch this live. But get up off of social media and really look around. Do the research. Don't just look at the first thing. If the news tell you, oh, this is what's happening, do the research. Do it for yourself first and see what's really going on. And compare that with the news and the data that you're actually receiving. Because this is the whole purpose of television. And I remember the old folks, man. I'm not that old, and I'm definitely not that young no more now either. But they used to say television was tell-lie-vision or hella-vision. They tell lies on that vision. Come on, man. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not. I know I'm not the only one. Kiera, we appreciate you for being with us. She said, so true. Most African Americans are scared to step out. Shake my head. We're gonna go ahead and clap that up. Hey, you niggas are scared. You scared. You scared to tell the white people that I'm doing this for myself when they clearly do that all the time. And then we got a problem with them doing it. Well, I just seen a post today, man, where a white girl posted and she said, look, I love being white. And people was like, well, that's a part of white supremacy. That's what the white supremacists and the Constitutionalists said. Like, Negro, if you don't grow up, she white. If she got a problem with being white, it would have been a problem too. But why can't she be happy about her culture the same way we try to be happy about our culture? That's what the social media and the TV and the television and the music do to us. Because soon as a white person say, "Look, I'm happy to be white," you be like, "You racist. He doesn't like black people." That's not what he said. That's not what was said. Stop feeding into the BS. They are literally pitting us against each other at every wheel that they can. And they are going to do that. They're going to say, house nigga, field nigga, hey, you niggas beefing with each other. And they control the keys to that. So they're going to keep on giving this house nigga crumbs off the table so he can keep on looking down on niggas in the field like, yo, y'all niggas ain't getting no crumbs. Y'all ain't getting nothing. I'm over here getting crumbs off the table from the master. Step your game up. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Do that sound familiar? Kiera said they don't want to be targeted. We haven't really had the activists. We haven't really had an activist since Malcolm X. We need to stick together and read a book. Man, we're going to go ahead and clap that up. We do need to stick together, and we do need to read a book. I remember my father used to say, if you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. Because niggas don't read. They tell you the truth in a lot of the books and a lot of literature. And some of it is esoteric. Some of it you need a deeper understanding. It'll be like parabolic in nature and some stuff like that. Or, it'll be metaphoric in some type of way. But whole time, there is still things to be learned from these books and these magazines. And that's another reason why they want us to watch the TV and stuff like that. Now, watch what I'm about to say. It's going to shock you, and it's going to shock you to your show. 90% of learning is visual. 90% of learning is visual. They know that. That's why it's so important to show you what they showing on TV. That's why it's so important that TikTok got all this stuff in America, but that same TikTok that the China people own in China, they don't show their kids none of that stuff. It don't show even their adults none of the stuff that is shown on TikTok. Watch and pay attention. 90% of learning is visual. Also, 90% of communication is nonverbal, which means it's actually visual as well too. It's visual or you get a vibe and all that stuff, a feeling from it. But 90% of learning is visual, 90% of communication is visual. So they know that. They know that. They have genetically modified engineers. Another thing that's going on, Tyler Perry with his movies and stuff like that. Oprah Winfrey, and this is why I get on their case. I don't care if I see Tyler Perry to his face. I tell him to his god dag on it, Medea ass face. I tell Oprah to her billionaire face. The same thing I'm telling you right here on this platform because I don't change. I'm being more for real. These people are not genetically, these people are socially engineering the public. They are persuading the public of opinion. They're part of the propaganda that's being put on the people. As I digress, we still got some comments. We appreciate you, Kiera. She said, kiss their behind too much is the problem. They kiss their behind too much. That's the problem, of course. And then she said, black people will be so scared to tell a white person what they want to accept, so they stay quiet. Again, bars. Again, bars. And this not a racially motivated thing. This being more for real. We can't talk about it. We not being more for real. It'll never be addressed. We always gonna bleed and bleed out from a wound that we got shot or stabbed by that we refuse to address. These are wounds that we refuse to address. When black people see something, sometimes you gotta suck it up in the workplace because you the only nigga in there and all that stuff. And let's be more for real. We got a lot of black people out here that want to be like white folks so much, but you still got that same stigma. Let your black ass be around all these white people and you the only black person in the building. You can be uncomfortable as a mug. It's the same thing as a white person being surrounded by a bunch of black people and you the only white person there. Of course you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. And if you think you don't, you lost your mind. The delusion that they're trying to sell upon the people to say, oh, I don't see color, I don't see race. Man, if you don't get out of here with that mess, you see color, you see race. It's what you do when you see color and what you do when you see race. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. We all got prejudice. All of us have prejudice. But we're all not racist. Only white people can be racist. They have the power to control what happens based on them not liking you. There are adverse effects based off them not liking you based off your race. Shit, they don't matter if your black ass don't like white folk. Ain't shit gonna happen to them. Excuse my language, but I'm just putting it to you like that point blank. Ain't shit gonna happen to no white people by no black people not liking you. So it ain't. So racism can't be the same for black people as what it is for white people. That's a part of the attack on English too. Get us to 1,000 subscribers. Y'all gonna hear the brilliant and the effervescent, the ever so put the well put together series on attack on English. And the attack on English is important to our freedom, especially to our communication. We all speak English, so keep that in mind. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe. Definitely subscribe. As soon as we get that 1K subscribers, we are going to put out that attack on English, and that is going to blow the minds of a lot of individuals who've never even grasped the concept of English and or communication. Kiera, she said, black people be scared to tell the white people stuff, and that is a fact, man. That is a stone cold fact, and that it's cold that we have to go there. You feel what I'm saying? And it's even more hurtful that we don't talk about it as much. We can't talk about it as much. When we talk about it in the workplace or whatever, you in jeopardy of being fired and all that other stuff. Look, I'm telling you, stuff is going to come up from us speaking the truth. And one thing we can't be is scared of speaking the truth. Matter of fact, let me tell you what happens when you get so scared that you choose not to speak up. You get rolled over. You get more depressed because you didn't have that backbone. Now you're feeling like that you everybody doormat, which you are, because you don't stand for nothing. You're going to fall for anything. See, these are quotes that, okay, we know them in person, but in retrospect, can we actually apply what they're saying? This is what it means to be a doormat. This is what it means that when you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. That's what it means. If you don't get no god dag on that backbone and no spine, you can't stand up to nobody, no way. No how. You can't stand up, no way, no how. People that don't have a backbone, that don't have control of their spine, you know what they call it? Paralyzed. They can't walk. We need a wheelchair. need assistance. So let's start to apply. Even though stuff sound good, it's not practical. Everything that sound good, just because it sound good, it does not mean that it is practical. And this is Be More for Real, man. Like this is the realest conversations that you guys ever gonna hear. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe. If you listen to this, everybody under the sound of my voice, do me a favor, take a quick second out, go ahead and like the stream. Definitely. Before you guys get up out of here as well, I want to share this with you guys. We got a showcase coming up, sponsored by Be More for Real as well. July 27th, Big Dog Entertainment. You know how it's going down, man. We got a lot of the biggest talent, a lot of the biggest artists in the city and around the city. So, it was a major event last time. A lot of people showed up. I think he had at least 35, 40 artists that performed. Just to get 35, 40 artists in a single venue and have them all perform is like major. It's like ultra major. So make sure y'all go ahead and get y'all tickets. If you're an artist, go ahead and click on their Eventbrite link. DJ ICV will be the DJ of the night for that night. So make sure y'all go ahead and tune in July 27th. Tap in with us. Like I said, the only way we're gonna make this happen is with you guys. We need you guys to make this happen for us. When we have events like this actually helps us to give back to the community and stuff like that, which is our main focus as an organization, as a podcast. We can't just talk about it. We're actually gonna be about it. We've helped plenty of people. It doesn't matter who we help. It don't matter if we have it on film, recorded or not. Just know that we are in the community. We are doing our due diligence. We are doing our MF and thing. So what we're going to need y'all to do is do your MF and thing and tap that like button, hit that subscribe button. Realest conversations on the net, rated R for reality. Be More for Real, brought to you by way of Real Explosions, man. We appreciate all of our viewers and streamers tonight. Kiera, I appreciate you. Appreciate the comment. We have a real conversation. Look, make sure y'all hit that notification bell as well so you be notified. Sometimes we go live at 7, 8, 9. It don't even matter. But hit that notification bell so you be notified. Sometimes we even go live on Saturday, which this Saturday, by the way, I believe we have something special planned for you guys as well. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Keep it locked with us. Kiera, she said, when you don't walk in the truth or you don't demonstrate by standing with the truth, you will have difficulty standing up for yourself, especially on issues that should be addressed. And we're going to go ahead and clap that up as well. This is like, you like 10 for 10 right now, Kiera. It's crazy. That's something that absolutely needs to be said, and that goes apart with a mental health check. We need to check ourselves mentally. We can lie to everybody else, but we can't lie to ourselves. And then on top of that, you can't lie to everybody. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time as well. So people know when you're lying out here. People know when you faking and doing all this for the gram and doing all. People know that you ain't got it. You forgot you went to school with these people. You go to work with some of these people and all this stuff. People know that you out here fake flexing. People know that. So it's nothing wrong with saying, look, I need help. I don't know this. I don't know that. Our problem is we keep on trying to know stuff and we keep on trying to be strong, especially our black women. You don't have to be that strong. You don't have to say I got it all the time. Eventually, it's okay to reach out and say, look, no, I need help. I need help with this. Black men too, but especially black women, because a lot of them single moms and all that stuff that grew up, maybe parents wasn't the best and all that stuff. They really had to fend for themselves as a woman being out here, for whatever the case may be. All that strong, independent stuff. What happens is when people see you as strong, people think that you don't need help. Ultimately, that's what it is. Ultimately, that's what it is. People don't. When people perceive you as being strong, they don't offer you any help because they say you got it. They say you got it, and really, that's how you carry it. That's how you've been carrying it. When people say, "Oh, you need help with doing that," no, I got it. I got it. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So you can't fault anybody for seeing you as strong in that capacity, in that manner. And then when you break down because there's nobody there to help you at your weakest and your lowest moment, it's like, well, damn, you kind of made that big. You got to lay in that vault. You know what I'm saying? So, and then another thing for people to look down on people that you help, that's what makes people as well shun away from helping because people don't like having shit thrown back in their face. Excuse my language, but this has to be said as well. When people do help and do receive help, and it's like, well, you go out there in front of your friends, yo, I just gave you that $200, or what happened to your money and all that stuff, trying to fake and flex and all that stuff, making it seem like you are high and mighty and belittling a person because you helped them out. I done put you, what in the world? And what world is that acceptable? Did we forget the golden rule? Do unto others as you have others do unto you. That's crazy. Some people they are reluctant to reach out for help because the moment they do offer for help, it's gonna be like, guess who hit me up and asked me for help? You wouldn't believe this. Can't hold water. Letting the cat out the bag. Cat got your tongue. No, it don't. Cat don't got your tongue. You out here spilling the beans. What's the tea? What's the coffee? Whatever people say these days. That behavior is unacceptable, and it's definitely unacceptable when you're not where you're supposed to be either. Like you definitely don't do that. And I'm gonna go as far as to say this: if you tear down a person and emotionally or physically or whatever, you better be prepared to build that person back up. Because too many of us are just focused on tearing a person down mentally and just telling them how bad they are and how worse they are at something and how good they're not at doing anything, that we forget to tell them what they actually good at. We forget to tell them where they actually improved at. We ain't worried about doing that. We just worry about keep constantly tearing them down. The old people's quote used to say, "Sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but words may never hurt me." We doing away with that. That quote better not ever be said in 2025 by anybody that listens to this podcast under this voice, because some words create wounds that will never heal. They will see scars and all that stuff. They heal. Eventually, they heal themselves. You don't have to do nothing to it. Bandage. You might have to bandage it, stitch it up. You might have to get a little surgery, but eventually, those scars will heal. But some stuff that you have said to people, some of that stuff will never heal because you attack their soul. You attack their personality. Notice that you're speaking to people's souls out here. It's not just their body. It's not just who you see physically standing in front of you. These people have actual souls. They have actual consciousness, and some of them are self-conscious about themselves. Now, that's not. I will say on the flip side, your feelings towards what somebody says should not impact you so greatly. But even though it does, but people should not have that much power over you as well. If somebody's speaking death and negativity over you, you should be able to have enough power to at least cancel that out, to negate any negativity that anybody speak over your life. You should have enough power to rebuke whatever prophetic negative prophecy they may speak over your life. We should have enough power to condemn that and rebuke that and totally shun it and walk away from that and not be a product of what somebody else say. Because the moment that somebody do speak something negative and you actually start to do that, you become their puppet. You're like, well, you knew who I was anyway. No, you become their puppet. And ain't nobody putting their hands up your hind parts and making you be a ventriloquist doll. We are none of that. We are great. We're here for a reason. There's only one of us. It's only one of us. We are special, especially considering the fact I heard somebody say this as well. Somebody said this. Look, when at the time of conception, there are millions and millions of sperm that enters into the female vagina, and then the sperm makes its way up the fallopian tube to the egg. But see, most of the sperm don't even make it past the vagina, and then most of them die going to the fallopian tube to fertilize the egg, and really only one, unless you twins or triplets. But most of the times, in most cases, 9 out of 10 times, only one sperm meets the egg. So the chance of you even being here and having life is so special and unique because there were millions and millions of opportunities for you not even to be here at conception. So the fact that we are here in and of itself is a blessing. Each and every single day is a blessing. Man, be more for real. Realest conversation on the net. Make sure y'all keep it locked with us, man. Each and every single Wednesday. Brought to you by way of Real Explosion. I am your host, OMG Danny. We appreciate all of our viewers and subscribers. We going up. Make sure y'all get us on that way to 1,000, on that way to 1K. We almost at 450. Let's be at 500 in a little bit. Let's make it happen. Be more for real. Catch you next Wednesday. Y'all know what's up.